Once you have your plugins, Schedule Me Bookings and Scheduling subscribed and completely filled out in terms of the API keys and bearer tokens necessary, you are then ready to go on to the next step of testing the application. Inside of your database, you will have these 4 different data types. These 3 here are currently publicly visible. Set your own privacy rules that are applicable to your own needs. There are privacy rules already applied to the user, as Bubble already does that automatically, but you do want to make sure that they are matching these here, specifically with the create via API, delete via API, modify via API, not being available to users who are not current user as this user. The reason why this simple type of privacy rule works for the user is because this template is not designed to have people who are making a booking actually sign up. Instead, the only users, the only people with user accounts are those who are allowing others to book with them. Oftentimes, I would refer to those as the professionals, the people who are using the platform to enable a booking functionality that they can share a link with. So we don't need to be concerned about people who do not own calendars or schedules or other things in terms of being users. But you should apply other types of privacy rules that fit your needs for these other data fields. Now, inside of your app data, all of these data types should be empty. There should be no values in there whatsoever. You do have lots of option sets that will already have those values filled in, so that is fine. So when you are coming into here, you would probably want to be starting on the index page, and there you can go ahead and press preview. Once the preview comes up, you'll be able to sign up as a user. Now, these things here on the index page, these are just for template purposes. These are things that Bubble requires us to have in terms of demo user login. They are already pre-configured to use the email address and password of demonstration users, which your template application will not have. These are things for you as the new owner of this application to remove and to make use of this landing page however you see fit. For the normal sign-in method that is already and still built into the functions, you will then be able to sign up as a regular user would. Once you sign up, you'll be able to wait for the process to finish. You'll see that you are then being welcomed into the space, and then you can go ahead and fill out some of these personal details that are not available at the start. Once you click on save, you should get a notification that it has been modified, and then you know that things are working. We can come into the database and we can go and take a look at things to just make sure that things are working correctly. API fails is a very important data type to have within the application. It is going to log any kind of failures of API calls, which the template makes a decent number of. And therefore, it is very helpful in terms of debugging and issue resolution. Now, it should be empty, right? You shouldn't actually have any failures. Then, going and looking at events, you should have 3 events created, different durations, 15, 30, and 60 minutes. Their descriptions and things, these are all just basically generic placeholder type of events so that when your user first comes into the system, they would be able to see things and have a general understanding of maybe how to work with that type of data. They should also have a data type of schedules filled out as a is default equals to yes, and we have the name of default, etc. And then for users, you would have that one user, it would have in there their event list as well as their schedule list, okay? So these are the sort of things that you would be looking out for to make sure that all of this information is saved properly. From the actual dashboard of this, we can go ahead and take a look at events, and we can see that we have the events already set up in there, and we can go ahead and take a look at the schedules, and we'll be able to see that the schedules are already in there as a default mechanism. So on this simple test of creating the first user, we can see that the template is functional in terms of creating the user into the database, adding in their generic events and their schedules. From this point, the user will be able to modify all of these different types of values and be able to start accepting bookings.